Alright guys, back with a Sunday afternoon polling update. I do try to keep on top of these every week, so let's have a look here. Not much of a change in terms of percentage-wise, but obviously the Conservatives still have a huge lead. It's now up to 21, so it's back up to over 20 points, which is always good news. Not enough in my opinion, but still good enough for a majority. But here's the actual interesting part here. When you look at the projected seats, they're saying the average, or what they think they're going to get, is 229. But you see here the range right below it. This is the highest I've seen the top end of the range at 250, which means that 338 Canada looks like they're actually starting to agree with me. Because, if you've been following my videos or my channel for the past few months, you know that I've made many predictions saying that I think that the Conservatives are going to get 240 to 250 seats, but definitely closer to that 250 seats, if not more, with this number here, 43%, going up closer to 50, if not reaching 50 entirely. At 50%, it's pretty much a guarantee that the Conservatives get 250 seats, or at least very, very close to it. So we're going in the right direction here. Again, still got a while away for the next election. Hopefully it happens in the next couple months. I did make a prediction that it would happen around April, so hopefully that happens, if not sooner. But we'll have to wait as long as we have to, I guess. But I know we're getting antsy for it. I know we all want one. I don't think we're going to have to wait too much longer, but even if one's not called early, we have less than a year. So at the most, we're only going to have to deal with these Liberal NDP coalition for another 9 or 10 months or so. So that's good news. But here's what's even more interesting. Recently, 338 added this portion here where it says 338 Canada odds for official opposition. So basically who they think are going to come in second. Now, ever since they've started doing this and showing this kind of data, the Liberals have always been into the 90s, like well into the 90s. I believe even like 98 or 99% at one time. Well, look at this. You've seen a major drop over the last few weeks with 73%. Now, it's still, if you're a Liberal supporter, you're thinking, well, that looks good. Well, what doesn't look good is a 20% drop. And then you look at the Bloc, they've had a 20% increase in just a few weeks. So it looks like, even though the Liberals say they're helping Canadians with this temporary holiday tax break, or whatever the hell they want to call it, looks like Canadians don't like it very much. And that's probably why you saw another shift in the polls in terms of in favor of the Conservative Party, led by Pierre Poilievre. You're seeing, again, when we go up here, again, it hasn't changed much, but 43%, it's up from where it used to be. Even after this new scam that the Liberals are operating. Give you a tax break for 2 months, $250 check in March, and you'll be happy about it. Well, it kind of sounds familiar too, right? You'll have nothing and be happy. Who said that again? Oh yeah, some guy who's in charge of some globalist organization. But Canadians have decided to push back. We're not going to just have nothing and be happy. Canadians want their country back. They want to see the middle class back. The middle class has been essentially disappearing ever since I've been an adult. You can see it happening in real time. When I was 19 and I moved out of my parents' house, I rented an apartment in downtown Burlington for $700 a month. That same apartment now is about $1,600 a month to rent. And it hasn't even been 20 years yet. It's more than doubled in less than 20 years. $700 when I was 19 wasn't that much, because you can essentially be out of high school and go get a job, make 18, 19 bucks an hour, right around 2,000 bucks a month. And rent's only $700, so it's about 30% or so of what you're making. It's not too bad. Well, now if you're still making the same, which a lot of people are, considering wages have been pretty stagnant, they're making $2,000 and they got to pay. They get a bachelor maybe in Burlington, maybe for $1,400, And what's that, 65, 70% of what you're making? How are you supposed to live off that? How are you supposed to have hope? How are you supposed to save and buy a house? And that's why you're seeing young voters especially move from the Liberal Party, which for the Liberal Party, I mean, that's just horrific news. Some of them have went to the NDP, but most have went to the Conservatives. Because they understand that even at a young age, that, hey, if we don't have any hope financially, I'm not worried about anything else. Other than maybe, crime and immigration, but those are the top three issues for a lot of people. That's why the climate change hysteria is dropping a little bit, because people are saying, well, if we're supposed to have hope for the future, what kind of future are we looking at here? People aren't going to care as much about climate change if they're staring down the barrel of homelessness. They don't care. And they shouldn't. Yeah, we should look into green energy and efficient green energy and get on top of that and make it happen as soon as we possibly can. But this whole climate hysteria, you guys need to, watch how much, we need to really pay attention on the carbon emissions. Well, our prime minister and the leader of that hysteria movement emits more carbon than most people on planet Earth. Makes a lot of sense, right? No, it doesn't. Not to mention, climate hysteria has been going on since the 60s. They've been wrong about almost everything. And again, I'm not saying climate change doesn't exist, but is it as big of a problem as they're saying they are, or as they're saying it is? No. It's very hard to predict. It's possible it's as bad as what they're saying, but let's be honest. It also seems like a lot of propaganda, what they're spewing, to kind of scare people, and that's how you control people. We saw that over the pandemic, right? You scare people, you control people. And Canadians are sick and tired of it. To the point where the Liberals might not even be the official opposition anymore. They might come in third, if not fourth place. Right? I mean, the NDP, they're stuck in the mud with Jagmeet Singh, but the Blocs could for sure push them down to third place. And maybe even fourth if the NDP does get a spike. But with Jagmeet Singh at the helm, you're not going to get a spike. It's only going to continue to go down. 31, I don't see that happening. Now, if they do, that's the Liberals' low end. So, I mean, it could get close if the NDP finally does something right, or, if they just show any competence at all. Maybe that could happen. Maybe the Liberals could come in fourth. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them come in fifth. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that I'm right in that this 250 number, in terms of projected seats, is that do you think I'm right on that, or do you think that I'm a bit high? Do you think I'm low? Do you think it's going to be more than 250? And what do you think about this number here? 27% for the Bloc to become the official opposition. Do you think that number is going to grow? Do you think it's going to stay about where it is? Or do you think it's going to shrink and the Liberals are going to somehow regain some momentum here? Please don't be shy. I enjoy reading and engaging with your comments. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.